Hey everyone, Bayjax here, and I would like to talk about something, and that is my worries for the newly announced Dragonball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4 game that's releasing. This will be a sequel to number 3, which came out a long time ago. I think, was it 2005 it came out? I know, it was like early to mid 2000s, number 3 came out, so this is obviously a very exciting entry to the series, I guess, and I'm really worried actually. At first I was like so excited, very hyped. I haven't used that word in a long time, but very hyped. I don't get hyped for games anymore, but when it's sequels to amazing games, like especially older games, because I think it was a better what's the right landscape of gaming, I guess. So if this was like a new game announced as like, you know, it's going to be like Budokai Tenkaichi 4, but it isn't. If it was like that, I wouldn't be as hyped. But since it's coming off the backs of how awesome number 3 was, then it's something to get excited about. But I am worried because of the current way that Dragon Ball games are right now. Of course, Dragon Ball Z Fighters, or is it Dragon Ball Fighters, is obviously a very liked game, and it looks awesome too. I've never played it, but it does look really good. It looks like, you know, just a proper fighting game. Unfortunately, we have Xenoverse. I'm currently playing through Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 1. Not number 2, just 1, and I have to say I really don't like it. I kind of like how they're doing their own story. I don't mind that, but the gameplay just sucks, man. Just the combos suck. I feel like whenever I'm doing my combos, it's just coming out at random. Unlike when I was playing like Dragon Ball Raging Blast, you know, you could like press X and Y to do a actually I don't remember that game, but I remember you could do like XXY, and then you would do like a quick, it's hard to explain, but I felt like when I was playing Dragon Ball Raging Blast, I knew what moves I wanted to do, but with Xenoverse it just seems like I'll just mash X and Y and see what comes out, you know. So yeah, since Xenoverse is closest to Budokai Tenkaichi right now, I think, in terms of gameplay, it's not good, and I'm worried they're gonna make it like that. Although it wouldn't make sense. Saying that now wouldn't make sense, but because they would just come out with number 3. But I'm worried they're gonna just kind of like bait us in with you know, calling it Budokai Tenkaichi 4, but then completely change up the controller, you know, the controls of it. It's not going to feel like Budokai Tenkaichi 3, which it should. I mean, if they want to improve the controls, fair enough, but I'm worried they're just going to completely just change it. Okay, so that's where I'm at right now anyway. I'm excited, but I'm also really, really worried. Not just because of the current Dragon Ball games, just with how gaming is in general right now. In my opinion, I think gaming is currently at its worst. We are getting good games, but we're getting more bad games. We're getting more bad, unfinished games than we are getting good games. So yeah, I want to just go over it. I got a few worries. These are my main worries about the game. So I'm worried about how long the story is going to be, or how many arcs they're going to include. So they normally include the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, and then they go up to, say, you know, the Buu saga or the GT saga. They normally include as kind of like a, you know, an ending arc, you know. It's normally like the hidden arc you got to unlock. But yeah, I'm worried with this game. They're just gonna, I would really like for them to go through Dragon Ball, just Dragon Ball. Is that what, was it just called Dragon Ball? You know, the one with Kid Goku and he goes through all the world tournaments. I would really like for them to do that in this game. But if they don't, they don't. If they want to start from Z, that's fine. So yeah, I want them to go, like, let me just describe what I would like, even though, you know, they could do what they want. They're a company, you know. If it was up to me, I would add every single thing from Dragon Ball in it, but that's just me. So yeah, I'd be fine if the story went from the beginning of Z. No, there's no other way. It'd have to go all the way up to Super, like the World of Power tournament. Is that what it was called? I don't know. I didn't watch Super. You know, when Goku was fighting Jiren, is that his name? And you know, they won the tournament anyway. It has to go up to that. They can't keep including Super now as DLC. Like, I'm sure they've been doing now with Xenoverse. Like, you complete the game, you know, you unlock Ultra Instinct Goku as like a, you know, final character to unlock, you know, awesome. But then they kind of like drip feed like the arcs to you. That's what it feels like anyway. Like, isn't there like a golden Frieza DLC for Xenoverse 2? Wasn't there an arc in Super? I guess you could say it was a movie too, but I feel like it's an arc too. Oh well. So yeah, I really want the story to go from Dragon Ball Z all the way up to Super. I would really like for them to include Dragon Ball GT just so we get Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because that's my favourite design. So I really hope they include GT2 and not hold off as DLC. I'll talk about DLC later because I'm worried about that. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z all the way up to the end of Super and including GT. That's what I would like. I'm also really worried about the small roster. Of course, the Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi games have always been known for their just massive amount of characters. I think Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 had like, wasn't it like 150 characters? Yet most of those characters were just the same. You had like Goku early, Goku mid-story, I guess, and then you had the Goku end. Why am I calling him Goku? And then you have Goku end. So you had like an unbelievable amount of Gokus in that game. So yeah, I don't mind them trimming it down like that, because Tenkaichi 3 was just ridiculous when it came to characters, but it included some really unimportant and small characters that were just really nice in the game, you know, to be included. So I'm really worried about it. I mean, if they include Super, there's still not many characters I don't think they can include. Yeah, there would be quite a bit, but still not enough, I don't think. This is again, if GT doesn't get included and it's just Dragon Ball Z and Super, I mean, I'm still quite worried. I'm worried that the roster is barely going to be bigger than, say, Dragon Ball Raging Blasts or Raging Blast 2. This is even if they include Super in the game. They might even add it as DLC and just pick a few characters. So yeah, I'm worried about the roster. I don't want a massive amount. It'd be nice, but if they can include main characters, but with also small unimportant characters. I know that sounds stupid. It's like, well, if they're gonna have a small roster, shouldn't they focus on like the main characters? Like, they've been focusing on the main characters for so long now. It'd be good to have, like, say, I don't know, something like Vegeta's brother or something. He was on Raging Blast 2, and you know, just small characters like that. I don't know, I just don't want a tiny roster that just focuses on, like, you know, Goku, or say like Battler Z. That just had a very plain roster. I want interesting characters. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe they are adding good characters in current games. I'm just not playing the current games right now. I have not been excited for a Dragon Ball Z game in a long time. I think about 13 years now. I think Raging Blast 2 was the last one I was excited for. But yeah, so that's what I'm worried about with the roster anyway. Hope for a medium-sized roster. So yeah, I've talked about the gameplay. I really want it to be... I want it to be as close to either Tenkaichi 3 or Raging Blast as possible. I don't know why. Raging Blast gets a lot of hate. I think they were like peak Tenkaichi games. I thought they were better than the Tenkaichi games. Of course, they didn't have the content of it, and you know, they didn't have the content to match those games. But in terms of gameplay, they were brilliant. The way you could just like block and press the analog stick over to, you know, slap away the beams. That was really good. Stuff like that really made the gameplay cinematic, but also very engaging, I'd say. So yeah, I'm worried about gameplay. They need to make it as close to Tenkaichi 3 or Raging Blast as possible, I think, and stay far, far away from Xenoverse and Ultimate Tenkaichi's, you know, kind of gameplay. And the last thing I want to talk about, which I've already spoken about, is the DLC. I'm really worried about the DLC because Dragon Ball likes to add a lot of DLC to their games. I'm not worried about like DLC from small stories. Like I think they're about to do it's already out, Bardock's story in Dragon Ball, you know, the Kakarot game. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, which I like. I wouldn't mind Budokai. What am I talking about? Bardock story as DLC. I wouldn't mind movie characters or movie arcs as DLC. I think that's fine, but I think that Dragon Ball Z, GT, and Super need to be in the game now. That needs to be the entire like content. Like every time they do Dragon Ball Z games now, and they want to create this story mode that follows the actual story of Dragon Ball Z, or just the entire Dragon Ball, you know, franchise, they need to add Z. Maybe GT could be DLC, but at this point, I'd really like it to be in the game. But Z and Super need to be together now. Super is as canon as Z. You know, it's as canon as it gets. It should be in the game. So yeah, I'm just worried about, you know, an ungodly amount of character packs, arcs that should be in the game and not, and yeah, because they do like to add a lot of DLC in their games, and some of it's pretty crappy actually. Like doesn't Xenoverse 1 have like a GT character packs? Like, should be in the game. But I know those games don't follow the main story, so I guess technically they could do that. But yeah, I'm way past the point of them accepting them keeping GT behind the paywall, you know. So yeah, they are my worries for Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4. I don't know if I've made any sense here at all. But yeah, just my worries and stuff. So yeah, I am looking forward to it though. I will be keeping a close eye on the news and videos of gameplay and stuff like that. So yep, that is the worries and stuff. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next video.